And good evening everyone who is watching the stream of VOD, Rives on Air, and welcome to my rare Saturday short DayZ stream. So I usually don't stream a lot on Saturdays. I usually cannot really stream on Saturdays, but today I got myself into a situation. Even though I have to go to bed, I have to wait for a couple hours till something happens, a process finishes itself in the background, and pretty much would be like watching paint dry. So let's play some DayZ, I guess. The last time I actually played, we got almost like a car going. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to return back to it, so the car's probably long gone. We got all the parts for the car. Should be in this tree here. Oh no, it's gone. Oh no, it's not gone. Yep. The car parts are here, but it's been like more than a week, so the car's probably long gone. So there was a tent here with some additional stuff and a barrel hiding in the trees. The tent was looted. The barrel is still going strong. I like the server. Nobody found this barrel. It seems that people are playing actually kinda sorta fair here, which is cool. Okay, the car of course is not here. The car of course is gone, but let's go and check just in case. So the wipe's coming. I actually haven't been following any DayZ news for more than a couple weeks, so I don't know when. Maybe there's date, maybe there's no date, but the wipe's coming one way or another, sooner or later. So not one way or another, there's like only one way. The wipe will be done. It's just we don't know when. So, and I still have a bunch of characters on different servers that have loot, that are geared, so it would be nice actually to use them for something, for some adventures, before they all get just deleted. Yeah, the car of course is gone. Another one didn't respawn. Okay. So, when we found this car, and it was more than a week ago, we were simply just going south. We were simply going to Topolin. Let's continue. Natsuman, good evening, welcome. So for those who just joined, I don't usually stream a lot on Saturdays, so this is going to be a short one for DayZ. So if somebody manages to catch me while I'm online, yeah, it's gonna be great luck for them, because this is going to be just a short stream. So this is my barrel here with the parts for the car that's not going, for the car that's gone. Yeah, I should have played the next day after I found the car, but I just, yeah, you know how I sometimes get. It's how I sometimes get busy. Plus busy, plus procrastination, plus not really being that well, organized as a person doing stuff. So, and of course, unfortunately, the playtime, free time, playtime suffers first. One thing though, I'm staying away from social media. My only weakness is YouTube, but I mostly watch the same people on YouTube, not DZ related. So, and I listen to a lot of stuff in Russian, but listen while doing something else. So, but when it comes to watching, interestingly enough, I do not watch anybody, any Russian content creators. When it comes to watching, they're all like English speaking. The last time we could see a zombie running back and forth in one of the rooms from here, which was a revelation that you could see zombies from that far. Yeah, nobody over there. Or they are not rendering. So maybe not this time. So again, the wipe's coming sooner or later, but it's coming. Don't know when, but one day it will be here, and actually sooner than later, I believe. So I have a bunch of characters like this one. See, this one's pretty old. I haven't really been playing with this one. So still wearing Christmas decorations, ornaments, whatever they are. Christmas loot. So we gotta just push these characters into something adventurous. So you know how I sometimes stand, if I die, sometimes stand to get back to the place where I died. I would do that, especially if it's possible. If sometimes, even if it's not possible, I would still try to do that. Not in case of these characters. Not in case of not today. Today we will just take our fate, whatever that would be, and switch to another geared character. Yeah, this is, by the way, this is the only character that is not going to use a Desert Eagle. But food's nice. If we find a car missing wheels and batteries and whatnot, we have a stash nearby, but pretty much I don't think it's going to happen. Though, yeah. Daisy always finds a way to give you something unexpected. No zombies over there probably means that that part of the town is empty. So would have been at least some. Yeah. so weird actually to see 357 loot and to just completely ignore it. But this character is not going to be using anything 357 related to that caliber. Yeah, it's way better to have this in my stomach than in my inventory. Yeah, haven't done that in a while. Ow. Okay. You can fight back with this one, though not very efficiently. But in case you're double carrying, yeah, that would be a legit way to silently kill a zombie. No baits. That was on a different server. We raided a base in this garage a long time ago. Yeah, I'm wearing green glasses. I was like, But yeah. I'm just wearing green glasses. That's the reason why everything looks so green today. Yeah. It's not that she's wearing anything particularly warm. The bird's warm. Bird's pretty warm, I suppose. Well, I mean, it has to be, I suppose. Hello there. So this character, she doesn't have anything particularly interesting, but this piece of gift wrap paper that we gotta use to make a present, a gift. Okay. Zombies are confusing sometimes. Oops. Okay. That was some unneeded heroism, demonstration of unneeded skills, unneeded demonstration of skills here. It'd be better to just avoid zombies altogether. So I'm not expecting to see any campers around. It's first person. So no third person campers. But people just checking out the roofs. Yeah, that happens. That's the police station. An interesting angle from here. Hey, is there a hole? Yeah. Topolin seems to be kinda quiet. Oh, there's a base. There's a base, but probably totally and completely empty. Yeah. That's why they never finished breaking into it. There's a zombie inside. Oops. Wrong gun. So yeah, that's actually a rare angle for me to look at the place. So the thing is, I don't need anything from this town. I'm only just looking for some adventures. And I was going here because all my previous characters, but that was a long time ago. I haven't been playing DZ recently, so that was a long time ago. But all my characters ended up one after another. They were ending up in at the western edge of the map, eastern. Sorry, and this is finally some west. Checking in the tall grass, just in case there's something interesting. Could we try to use the railroad bridge? Yeah, plus, yeah, let's go and check what's going on at these sides of the river, the banks. This one's wearing a helmet. Here we go. I don't think I ever looked under this bridge. And there's a lot of room under this bridge, to be honest. No bots. Okay then. Yeah, crossing this one actually makes you feel like the whole town's gonna hear you stomping on it. Is there a zombie inside or outside? Okay, inside. Oh, you look at this one. That's a base. And seems to be more or less intact. So we can break into this one, because why not? We could. Though, yeah, here you easily might get bullet in your back. So, and plus, it's not really that risky. I mean, risky in terms of just staying in one place for too long. Oh, hi there. Not a single zombie over there. That's strange. There's one over there. Oh no, they are appearing. So yeah, probably because the place is empty. So of course, breaking into a base in a place like this would be a little bit safer. Yeah, used to be a base in here, but everything's gone. Another base though, it's on the other side. It's outside of the building. That one's pretty much still okay. Maybe I should have changed the server, but the pop was kinda okayish when I joined, and I wanted to take a look just in case if we got like extremely lucky, and the car was still there. I'm not feeling like just knifing, if there is such a verb, my way into that base. If I had a crossbow, maybe, or explosives, maybe, but I have only 2 grenades. Let's just keep going. Slowly moving to the south. This character doesn't have night vision. Doesn't have any pumpkins. Oops. That's where they all are. They do not really spawn all together these days, but they made an exception for me here. Zombie. Another one here. Somewhere. Why do they need to scream this loud? Let's go to the church, I guess. Take a look from the church. Oh yeah. It's like one of the best angles at the PD here. Good to know. Of course, the PD, the police department building, police station, it's like the main attraction for players in this town, but I kind of have a feeling that not a lot of players actually looted properly. There's more loot, there's way more loot behind the PD in the buildings of the compound than in the main building itself. Though the main building can be good too. Zombie walking on the roofs. On the roofs of those garages doesn't really mean anything. It's not that the position is 100% bulletproof in terms of invisibility, but it's actually not that bad. The angle that gives you, it's definitely worth some safety sacrifices. No bases in this one, probably. Yeah. We already found our base tonight, but we chose not to do anything. One thing actually, yeah, now I remember. One thing I wanted to do. I wanted to use these grenades for making traps. Because there's like two, it's not really enough to do anything good. To use it for raiding, you won't be able to. This is sorta kinda a little bit submerged in that cardboard box. Yeah. That's a little bit more interesting. Anything going on inside these buildings? Cannot even see zombies around the medical building. There's usually a bunch. Or have they all spawned already? And that thing from distance looks like it's glowing red for some reason. The PD is not visible from here. And not a lot of ground actually you can see from here, to be honest. Mostly it would be the roofs. Okay. The town looked 100% clean, quiet and empty. Let's take shelter in this chapel and eat a little bit. So probably would be a smart thing, since the character is overheating constantly. Would be a smart thing to go to the well. There's a well nearby. So let's go and rehydrate properly again. Nice heat pack. Let's drink up a little bit. We got to get really rehydrated. We got to feed as much water inside the character as possible. That's the goal. Hello. Yeah. You can scream all you want. Oops. Didn't die. Yeah, there's quite often there would be a mushroom around here. I remember this place. It's because of these hay bales. They managed to spawn mushrooms inside. Oh, there's one more, but dry. Mushroom hunting, running around the piles of junk. Well, I mean, those are not piles of junk. It's just some sort of a shed surrounded by hay bales. Hello there. Speaking of water, we got some more. Nice angle on those buildings. I like visiting this place because, well, I mean, it's sorta kinda on a hill. It's sorta in the town, but sorta on the outskirts. And it quite often would have something very useful for a new spawn. Topolin has several of these hunting shacks, several of them. Oh, that's like a set. A pants and jacket or jumpsuit of the same color. Nice. And here we have this square with a well in the middle of it. And a jar of honey, which I don't know how many calories it actually has. If you ask me, it feels like a couple thousand. And a couple, actually in this case, would be more than 2,000. Okay. Let's drink a little bit. I thought that was a can. Again, sheltering in the chapel. Okay, so the character's stomach, it was empty when I started drinking water, so gonna be able to take 2 bottles in. So it was empty. It already got empty when I started drinking. So yeah, I shouldn't be at any risk of throwing up because of drinking too much. I don't have a drinking problem. I can stop any moment. The problem that I have is that I don't have a canteen, proper good canteen for this water. Using an old plastic bottle instead. Yeah. Desert eagles. Oh, cuckoo! Hello, hello. That's a person I didn't expect to see tonight. See, this is the only character that's not going to take desert eagles. And the game is now just giving them to me, the 2 in 1 building and both with magazines. So welcome, Cuckoo. Always nice to see you, man. Buenas noches indeed. And how have you been? Hope everything is amazing. I'm actually lucky that you, caught me, because I don't usually do the easy on Saturdays. I usually don't get enough time for that. But today, well, I ended up getting like a couple hours. But it looks like I have to take a break. There's a scene that requires my attention, so excuse me for a while. I gotta log out in these bushes, and we'll continue in a second. As I told you, there's a thing going on in the background that requires my attention. So some clips for you, some AFK time for me. Be right back. Okay, apologies for this break, but I needed it. Well, because there are still going on in the background. There's like some data copying, so I had to check on it, and well, not restarted, but yeah, just confirm it's being properly kinda the process had been properly going on. So Cuckoo, if you're still here, again, you caught me streaming Daisy on Saturday, which is a rare situation. So I've been kinda recently mostly out of Daisy loop, out of streaming loop. Yeah, I still stream every day, no matter what, but it was just a little bit of streaming and nothing more than that. So not following any DayZ news, not following any nothing really even on Twitter. So though a couple streams ago we designed a new battery holder on stream together, and I got it yesterday printed. I don't have a 3D printer, so I only design and then I order printing. So I got it printed yesterday, and I think it turned out in a very nicely way. Though there's one mistake. Again, not one actually. There's a mistake in the way the batteries inside the holder are connected. So, but I'll fix that mistake off stream, because there's not a lot actually, not a lot you need to do to fix it. It's pretty easy. And I'll just order only one part out of 4 that we got a mistake in at. Well, that has a mistake. I already been thinking about updating like some other stuff, adding maybe some ways to screw things together with screws, but yeah, that's not necessary at all. Though it doesn't cost anything. Since I'm ordering one print, I can order like 2 more. The price difference is negligible at this point. So, but yeah, as for the sizes seem to be perfect. The batteries go inside like in a very nice and tight way. Nothing's moving. So that print, yeah, that battery holder is almost perfect. And it's not that I need to fix that mistake. I can just use it as it is, but I sorta kinda want it to be perfect. I modeled Cuckoo. Yeah, I modeled a couple streams ago. I've been kind of working on a battery holder for lithium iron phosphate cells. So want to make my own safe lithium battery, and using those pretty big, and it's a rather new standard of cells. So those are pretty big ones. They each actually 15 ampere hours at like standard lithium phosphate power. So And the idea is that they be not lithium ion, but lithium iron phosphate or something like that. LiFePO. So them being that, it's like they're safe. They're not going to burn even if you puncture them with a nail. So they're supposed to be safe like that. That's the main difference for me. I don't want to use the lithium ion cells that are prone to burn, even like just being mischarged. Prone to burning. Have solar panels and power banks. Yeah, I kind of want to have I have already a device that can provide some low voltage power to things like routers and whatnot. But that device doesn't have a battery. It just happened so. And I decided to give it a completely different battery. Might be an overkill, might not work with that device. But yeah, that's my sort of kinda way of learning how to design holders for these types of things. And yeah, you cannot really find a holder already designed, plus I needed small jet stove, yeah. So I need it in a very specific size. Camping style, so yeah. The small ones, they just eat fuel like crazy. So the battery that I'm designing is going to be 12 volt, 30 ampere hour battery, which is like a lot for its size and weight, like super a lot, super high electrical density. Yeah, I got myself a welder to be able to weld these, what are they called? Like power lines that are like pretty much metal strips instead of wires. You'd use strips to connect the cells together and you'd weld them. So I got a small welder for that. Point welder. It's not like welding with a mask and whatnot. Small kit to go wild, yeah. And I just want to have something that would power up my like routers and would let me to charge the phone if I end up like without power for prolonged periods of times. It happens once in a while, even when everything is okay, like once in a while. I think the last time we ended up not having power for like 8 hours. Yeah. There will be a stream. I will of course do it all on stream. So my first battery assembled using that welding device. It's not really even a welder. It's like, yeah, just a small device that allows you to attach those strips of metal to battery contacts without soldering. So yeah, I'll do it on stream, of course. It's insane that you can see, like, yeah, you cannot see below from here, but still super cool, the new rendering distance. I'm still amazed by it. So yeah, only one small mistake in that print, a mistake that technically doesn't even really need fixing, because people when they use holders, they use just generic holders and whatnot, and that level of bespokeness, it's absolutely insane. But I want mine to be bespoke. Yeah. Oh, hi. Yeah, Cuckoo. I heard about that. I didn't think of you, I'm sorry, but yeah. Imagine ending up being in an elevator. I bet companies servicing elevators, they had a super bad day. Yeah, you got lucky. And actually, like, you got lucky. You were close, but you wiggled out of it. That's no moon. So yeah, unfortunately, from time to time we get absolutely unannounced power cuts. We actually almost got a power cut a couple days ago, when they managed to... There's a lot of construction going on around, and they managed to cut one of the power cables in the neighborhood, but that wasn't ours, but our water pumps. And you know, you need water pumps when you live in a like 10-story apartment block. Our water pumps went down for the whole area. Gas power cooking, yeah. We have... Actually, we are running on natural gas here too. So would have been a little bit harder if we were like were using electricity, but no. We have gas in our apartments. We have gas here. Our city is like... In our city there's natural gas, I think, in every apartment. Portable radio. Well, yeah. That's the thing. For me personally, when the power goes down in my area, my wired internet doesn't go down. I don't think I've ever seen my wired internet connection going down. So that's the thing. That's why for me personally, to have like my router still running, Wi-Fi still working, it has sense, because my Ethernet internet connection is always on. It's not fiber optics, it's just all copper. We don't really have a lot of fiber optics in the cities, because it's like good old copper. Fiber optics though is used extensively in like the villages because of the distances. So, but even though I think they have maybe their own UPSs. So, but no fiber optics here. I don't think I've seen a single person in our city, not small city, that would have like fiber optics in here. So, but yeah, I've had like a lot of power cuts. The internet, my internet always stays on. So that's why I'm kind of assembling a huge battery for that device. And the battery is so huge, not in size, in its electrical density, that I might actually decide to upgrade the device too. Fiber optics almost everywhere. Yeah, I know. For example, my in-laws, they live in a village at Azov Sea coast. The Green Sea. What's Green Sea actually? In Chernarus, that's Azov Sea in Russia. So they have fiber optics. Yeah. Huge not in size. Yeah. Huge not in size, but in its ability. Sound. Okay. This needs a battery and a ton of wheels. Yeah. Not impressive. So yeah. But yeah, I was talking about other things. I was talking about like being out of the loop because of not really having time to stream, not really having time to do anything really related to gaming. But I've been kinda spending that time on working on like some music. I cannot do it here. I cannot do it at my own place because all the software and the majority of the hardware is like at Nicolas. But we've been kind of doing it like whole week. He would just render the track, send me. I would give notes. I would listen for like quite some time. I would give him notes. He would like do some fixes to the sound, render it again, send to me, and like that's how we worked. So, and you know what's the difference between music professionals and just amateurs? Amateurs play what they can. Professionals play what they want. So, and first time in a long time, we finally started to getting not what we can, but what we want. So we finally dialed in the guitar sound. I was kinda thinking about for quite some time. So we are not like professional musicians in any way. We do not spend enough time doing music. So professional musicians, like, they spend, I don't know how much time, like, practicing the instrument, recording, working on tracks. I think we are lucky if we can do it for a couple hours a week. So, and outside of that, yeah, rarely. But last couple weeks I at least been listening a lot. So, and sending notes to Nicola, and Nicola been like doing stuff without me. So when we got one sound in one short piece, but we got it finally dialed in. Actually, it turned out so good that today a friend of Nicolas, who he met on Twitch, a drummer with a, well, nickname you're not going to remember, he actually tried to do like real drums for our track, though it's all like pretty much experimentation and whatnot. I heard a step. That's a zombie. So, because the way we play music, we just play it because we just like playing it, not because we want to produce songs. We play because we want to play. People like play because they want to produce. We do not really produce. We just play. But yeah, we got one track almost produced. Actually, Actually, I can put it on, but be careful. It's gonna be loud. I cannot really control the... cannot really tell the volume of it. So let me find it. So this. So it's only a small piece, but it's sort of kind of finished small piece almost. The drums are temporary. We are not drummers. We don't have drums, so we can just we didn't even program anything. Ooh, it's loud even for me. Yeah, so here it is. Kuko bought a bass. Well, yeah, that's what I'm actually. That's what I've been recently doing. I ended up being a bassist. So Fender Kids, yeah. Whoop, good evening, welcome. Good evening, welcome. So the guitar, there's like a bunch of guitar. The bass is me. The rhythm guitar, though I can't play that. In this case, the rhythm guitar was Nicola, and the solo is always Nicola. So, but it's like very simple melody. In terms of like notes, there's like not a lot of notes in there, and not a lot of like skill you'd need to play that. Sorry, hiccups. Oh god. Not a lot of skill you'd need to play that. It's more about just getting the sound. The idea of this of this piece was sort of kinda the calm part of it. That's what we would play quite often. That's what would naturally happen during our streams. These parts, the calm part, it's like our pretty standard music. So Nicola would be playing that. I would be just figuring out the bass for it, and yeah. But this time we decided kind of to push it a little bit farther, make it a little bit less calm, because we always end up like being this calm, almost always. Not, but I think like 60% of what we usually improvise on stream, it's like just these very calm, almost relaxing parts. We have a track, a pretty old track, super old, even before we started streaming, long time ago. That's called like Mattress FM. There's like a Relax FM here, a radio called Relax FM that would play like super calm music, and we called our track Mattress FM. Relax FM and Mattress FM. So, but yeah, this time a little bit of guitar rock on top of it. So, Cuckoo, glad that you got a bass. Have you seen the bass that we got? Have you seen the bass that we got? I cannot not brag. Mattress FM, yeah. With like slogans. Let me actually translate. With slogans like Mattress FM. Spend this night lying down. In Russian. Oops. There's a couple of them. Yeah. So that's kind of always, but that's the situation with like professionals and amateurs. Amateurs would play what they can. Professionals would play what they want. That's the difference. So, and we've been only getting to the point of being able to play what we want, not what we can. Not what we would always end up playing, but something different. Okay, so Cuckoo, you can send a picture, you can post a picture of your bass somewhere. Let me brag. Let me find the bass that that we got a year ago. I think we got like the most beautiful bass guitar there is, and it's not Rickenbacker. So let me get it. Just give me a second. It would be pretty easy to find, I think. I hope. If the internet, if Twitter loads the pictures. Just give me a second. So we've been using, for many years, we had been using a cheap Chinese bass, Ashton, and we never even set it up properly. It was more or less sort of kind of playing the right notes in the right places. So we never bothered even to set it up. But then a year ago, we just got a completely different guitar. I just got it on the Russian version of, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, absolutely accidentally. And we snatched it for an absolutely incredible price. I Googled it, and I know that people pay now actually thousands of dollars. Well, two thousands of dollars for this one. So here is the picture. Posted it on X. Yeah, okay, Cuckoo, I'll get there. So that's the guitar we got. That's a Schecter guitar, Schecter bass, called Stargazer. And the thing about the Stargazer is that they are not being made. It's not old. It's like max 10 years old. That's maximum. Probably newer than 10 years old. But they got hit, the Schecter. They got hit by, I think, Rickenbacker for getting a little bit too close to the look of the Rickenbacker, but actually fixing it. Rickenbacker, design-wise, It's a great guitar. It's not universal. It's a great guitar, Rickenbacker. But design-wise, it's like a child designed it. It's cool, yeah, iconic look. And this guitar, it's like some professional took Rickenbacker and redesigned it properly. So it looks better than the Rickenbacker in my opinion. Okay, let me find your picture. Just give me a second. I can see. Let me show it to everybody. Here it is. Here's your guitar. Nice. You got an amp. You got a bass. My Ashton, it's pretty much the same. Well, yours is Fender. So what's called? Something Squire. Yeah. Mine's Chinese, but absolutely the same. I actually been kind of upgrading that Ashton, fixing it. And I want to give it a different finish. It's currently finished like the black, which is not fun at all, and that black finish is damaged. I want to sand it off completely, which is super hard because the modern finishes, they are like, it's like plastic. It's not like paint, it's plastic. So, but I want to sand the finish off completely and make it just wooden, a little bit stained with oil, just wooden. So, and redo all the electronics and whatnot. I've already fixed the bridge. I changed the bridge because the original bridge was kind of a little bit attached with at an angle, a little bit. So, and I not just fixed it, I just pretty much installed another bridge. So I changed the tuners. Yeah, I'm going to do the rest. Yeah. Yours is like original one. Yeah. But I only started experimenting on my Ashton, on our Ashton, because we got that beauty. We have a like a super cool guitar to play. So, and that Ashton, I mean, it's my like training grounds. So I'm learning things on that Ashton. Oh boy, it is actually super loud. So, but yeah, Cuckoo, that's super cool. I never thought I would end up being a bassist, but whatever I can play. When it comes to Space Melody Lab, I play whatever I can. I can program drums, I can play basic keys, I can play basic guitar, I can play like basic bass. So a little bit of everything, but all basic. But when it comes to just well, if we count like time, me spending time at an instrument, the bass would be like probably the most of it. Can just make noise. You know, Coco, one thing about the bass. I've seen a super professional bass guitarist, bass player, that said that had just 2 strings on his bass guitar, just 2 out of 4, and he said it's like he said that even 2 strings, it was just something fancy. He said 1 string would be enough, and he had 2 because, well, he wanted to be a little bit fancier. And he was like, I don't remember who he was. I saw it just in some reels on YouTube and some shorts. Didn't remember his name, but he was a pro musician. And yeah, so definitely easier to make noise with 1 string than with 4. It's sun. Is it me sneezing? Oh yeah, I spent quite some time in the woods. I spent quite some time under the tree in this rain while like watching photos, showing photos. So yeah. Oh, hi. There's a base here. So sound-wise, there's not a lot of like difference, technically speaking, between that Schecter Stargazer and our old Fender-like Ashton. Not a lot of difference, to be honest. It's that that Schecter Stargazer. It has more how to say it right. Let's put it the computer way. It has more settings. You can get different sound out of it. Doesn't mean that it's like better. It's more universal than that Fender-like guitar we got. PJ, actually, your guitar, it's more. It's not complex really. It just gives you a little bit more options, which is nice. More options is always nice. I remembered, Cuckoo. Our guitars are called PJ. So these types of basses, they're called PJ. Yeah, yours is PJ and mine's PJ because it has both types of classic bass pickups. It has a precision bass pickup and it has a jazz bass pickup. So yeah, I remembered it. So yours PJ Squire and mine is Ashton that I'm experimenting on. Okay, it was sort of kind of a bad idea. I just wanted to get a little bit dry air-ish, but I guess that's not happening really. I just wanted to get rid of the sickness, and it's way easier to do when you are full on everything. You just need to get warm, and the rest will be done by your immunity. Everything's gonna get drenched in the backpack right away. In the rider jacket, not that fast. Okay, so let's just do not get dry, do not get wet, do not get wet, do not get wet. It's damp. Crap. This one is probably damp too. How are you supposed to get dry woods around here? If everything you take ends up getting wet immediately. Yeah, disassembling one of these, but I don't have the right tools for that. What if we do the old trick? Go in my inventory in the dry part. Yeah, not damp. Good. probably have any fire in here. It's not a great idea. But whatever. So you can actually have a fire. Oh, yeah, you can have a fire. I don't have a lighter. Crap. But I want to stop sneezing. And I won't start sneezing again, I know that much. Okay. We'll need a freaking stick. That's okay. If I cut it, that's gonna stop being damp. That's an interesting thing about Daisy. If I cut it, I just sharpened it. Oh god. Okay. Now we just need another piece of bark. And I'm going to try that trick with drying things up. And for drying things up, I'm going to use just bark as a... Oh, the stick is a little bit too far. Okay. If you didn't know, I actually learned it only like pretty much a couple well, months ago, a couple weeks ago, I don't remember exactly, but you can get the stove up to the temperature with just one piece of bark, and you can cook a ton on just one piece of bark. So let's see if it gets the firewood not damp, if it gets the firewood dry. You cannot get warm from just one piece of bark, but you can get the stove up to the temperature. Oh yeah, look. And now it's going. Yep. Now we are properly cooking. Well, we are not cooking anything, but the stove's properly going now. And I am not sick anymore. I missed the moment. I just didn't want really to be running around sneezing and sniffling. Okay. This side of the wall feels a little bit safer. So we're in Livonia, not that we're gonna need the pluses from the stove, from the source of heat to keep going, but it'd be nice to get a little bit dry air, dry-ish, since we're already doing this. the zombies are around, but I constantly keep hearing like random noises that would sound like sorta kinda steps, but not really the steps. My pistol wasn't on my hotbar for some reason. That is really strange. And I forgot to reload it. And I didn't take care of it. Let's do that. Okay, and the magazine. Get some fresh rounds. So we left the coast. I didn't really want to leave the coast, but well, I was just sorta kinda more like just following the vibe. Than going anywhere in particular. Oh. The zombie got stuck inside this building. This place spawns a ton of hunting loot, if you need any. I don't really, well, not a ton, but sometimes a lot. Yeah. Somebody tried to wall it off like entirely. I mean, maybe there is still an active base in this village. Maybe somebody just restored some of it. Oops. Got stuck. So here, if you're lucky, you can find hunting rifles, sniper ones. What's in here? A helmet. Norse helm. Cool. And we have some water here. Let's see if the game tries to seduce us with desert eagles here again. This is the only character that's not going to use desert eagle. And she actually has been finding like 2 at once. No, nothing 357 related even. Okay. Main road of the place. Just looking around. Getting over the walls that I absolutely don't need to get over. I could just walk around. Come on. I don't think I've ever had the chance to use P1 since it was reintroduced to the game. I always end up finding something better than P1. And pretty fast, so even if I pick P1, even if I get it working, yeah, I would quite fast swap it for something better. So I don't think I have, for example, a P1 kill. And all DZ 0.62 and whatnot, yeah. 0.62 and before, yeah, of course. But not the game on the new engine. Not here. Okay, let's keep going south then. Maybe if we get to Polyana. I mean, we didn't see anybody in Topolin, that's a bad sign. And the pop unfortunately keeps going down. And there's no convoy here, unfortunately. Here, that's where one of the closest convoys to the coast spawns. I found the sign of a convoy. So no, that's a sign of a person. Yep. That's signs of people, though. The backpack is just nothing because they can stay on the ground for quite some time. But this scope, it's not like, it doesn't mean that somebody is just nearby, but somebody just recently been through the area. And there was a convoy back then. It's just I got a little bit, maybe actually when I was sitting under the tree talking about music, talking about guitars and showing you pictures, maybe it was actually somebody was leaving the place and looting the convoy. Or maybe it happened all like an hour ago or something. Okay, this road, unfortunately. Either way you go, like, well, you cannot go west, that would be like Zalesian probably. So you could go east from here, and if you go east it's gonna be a run too. You go south, it's a run. So let's just go south. We're already going, but I thought, yeah, why not go south then, if it's a run either way. Let's get at least to the lumber mill. I think it's on this road, right? And it's closer to the southern end than to the northern. Apologies, that was my microphone. Gently hit it. Yeah, this is not the lumber mill road. Okay. This is the road with the tavern. Alright? So the lumber mill road would be the Zalesye one. I guess. My mistake. I keep confusing these two roads. They are like pretty close to each other. They go in parallel. And they both go like south, north-south. Just looking around. So I would actually use these houses to cook some doggy fat quite often. It's like this area is usually full of doggies, and this is a good opportunity to cook a lot in just one go. That's just a runner. So yeah, these yards, they all have outhouses and whatnot. Because this the things on this road, they had been added way later. Oh. Okay. It's like the back of the building. That's the front of it. Okay. Used to be a base, or somebody tried to build a base and never finished it. So yeah, I found a lot of old bases and structures unfinished or raided and despawning. A lot of that stuff today, which is sorta cool. On some servers, I don't know, without any apparent reason, it's just It's just gonna be all empty. Hi, gonna get ya. Hello, welcome. Nice to see you. Hope everything's amazing. It's good here because I got in a couple hours enough to play a little bit of DayZ. Though not much. And I will have to go to bed pretty soon. I will start tomorrow. Lots of things to do tomorrow. But still. Yeah, eater is sign. So unfortunately the server is sorta kinda simply sorta kinda dead at this point. We found only one sign of people around at that convoy place, and didn't see anything even in a large place like Topolim. Gonna get ya. Cool, thank you for watching that. Actually, I'm not really counting the views, but in general, Helion streams, of course, they get a little bit less views than DayZ streams, so every bit counts. Though interesting that sometimes Helion stream would get quite some views compared to my standard values on YouTube, and sometimes it would be like completely dead on YouTube. Sorry, hiccups. Come on, stop God. Oh boy. I guess I'm swallowing too much air. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah, I know, right? The quality is better on Twitch, of course. Still cannot figure it out on YouTube. To be honest, didn't really try. Because my streams, they are targeted at like more like Twitch audience, and YouTube, it's more of a backup place to just fall back onto if something happens with Twitch. That has to be the tower hill, right? Curious if it just appears, if it just starts rendering. Definitely getting more trees on that hill. Yep, here's the tower. From this distance, it's like simplified model is loaded. It's so simplified you can see a little bit inside of it, a little bit underground. Because when it's simplified, it's not really aligned properly. I think, yeah, we can see a little bit of like underground structure. All boxes rust base. Yeah, I know, right? I've seen a couple of rust bases, though I don't have rust, but yeah, I've seen a couple. So usually I get attacked by doggies or bears somewhere around here, around this car. But I got some doggies at the, as I call it, Southern Topolin Farm Compound. As for Helion, since that Helion stream, I've been kinda keeping an eye on my base. Again, as you may know, I spent some time in between streams and got my base back in one piece. Some of the modules I was able to just salvage, and some of the modules I had to just find new ones. But I got it back. I got the resources, majority of it back. So, and I've been looking after it since then. So, slowly offloading the ship, refining the resources and whatnot, crafting things the base would need. So yeah. Yeah, gonna get. I know these transitional periods, they can be rough. I don't really have like a 9 to 5 job. I have only like side gigs here and there, and even with that, sometimes, like last couple weeks, sometimes it would get pretty hard to play anything. I see, gonna get you. Yeah. Did I tell you that I googled your occupation? And it's something that's oddly specific, and to be honest, doesn't really happen here in any way, shape, or form. And I think even in the States, I've never heard of it outside of that chain. I don't know. I told you. I don't know if you was here to hear it. So yeah, it's something pretty rare, I would say, especially here. And yeah, we don't have those gigantic stores. Actually, nobody in the world has gigantic stores like that one. Well, yeah, there's that. Actually, we sort of kind of have small shops, like they're chain ones, so but they would be like convenience stores, small ones, like pretty much like 7-Elevens or something like that. And because we have now a lot of in all of them we have like full automatic cash outs, where you would be just able to do it on your own. Yeah, there's always a person watching them, but on top of that there's always a guard watching it. So, but there's a person to help with like those auto terminals, for those terminals, to help with those terminals for like just paying for things. Always a person, and there's almost always a guard. Plus, of course, normal cashiers. Yeah. That is as close as it gets to here. Yeah. So what's funny about it that every small place, well, actually not every small place, interestingly enough, that I've been to another one of that sort of kind of 7-Eleven type things today, not the one that's like next door. I've been to another one that's like next door. They're everywhere here. So, and those guys, they didn't have anybody watching the self checkout, and second, they didn't have a guard. So maybe it's because ours is so popular. It's like straight at the bus stop, and it's like a bus stop that attracts quite some people traffic, and quite some buses go through it. So maybe because of that we actually get a guard and some personnel to watch those. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah. And I have a feeling they do not really care much about that. Though I have a feeling that sometimes the situation gets worse for them and they would like kind of do something. But then in a week or something they would like be, yeah, that's not worth it, and would just roll everything back to the way it was. So got to be careful here. Well, last time actually I've been to this place I got killed, but it was a long time ago. Haven't been playing a lot of DayZ. So, and I got to be more ready actually to react if I step into like a booby trap. These poles, they look like, well, obviously that's part of a fence that used to be here, but they look almost like just base poles, just short ones for some reason. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really need anything from this place either. I mean, if I found a ton of grenades, I could go back to the coast and blow that base up. But once in a while, this character is not about raiding bases. I kind of just left that base be today, that I found in Topolin. Yeah. I could just use knives to get inside, but I decided just against it. Okay, I'm not going to loot the whole place. So the last time I was here, I got killed here, and I got killed from the sniper kill from over there. And actually the guy who did it, he stayed almost invisible. I could see on replay, frame by frame, I could see only a cloud of smoke from his gun. Yeah, that's signs of people too. Actually, this spot. So I died. Last time I died here, just behind this container, and I remember actually before that I died here. There was a mine in this patch of grass. So this place is dangerous for me. Am I wearing my headphones backwards? Quite some knives. If we wanted actually to use them to raid some bases. Yes, 3 rounds. Not impressive. I have a CMAC like this, and it's sorta empty. Yeah. Not picking that one up for just 3 rounds. Not used, okay. The only sign of player presence here so far has been where are you? Where are you hiding? Oh, almost invisible on this floor. So far it's been the sign of somebody going through the place. That bayonet in the middle between containers, not inside of one of them. Oh yeah, that's another sign of people. So yeah, somebody has definitely been through the place. We are probably following them, but way behind. All the nades gone. Yeah, there's that too. I still don't know if it's about the place sometimes not spawning them, or it's about the place sometimes just all the grenades just being taken. Yeah, that's signs of people, definitely. Quite some 9mm rifles. Semi rifles. Okay, I didn't want to loot every house here, but I'm doing exactly that. Another swall. And vihers. So 2 vihers, 2 swalls tonight. Should I put on different glasses, goggles, instead to make things a little bit less green? But yeah, these goggles do not look cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. That's yeah, that's a legit theory. I mean, that's probably something. That's probably just simply true. Luigi head strap. Yeah. Not a single grenade of any type. No hand grenades, no grenade launcher grenades. The place definitely got looted, so I probably been following somebody. But at this point, I gotta call it a day. I really gotta run. So the process, the copying in the background, it's like going to be finished pretty soon. So, and I want to actually be finished with it. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah. I've seen that too. Seen that happening in it too. Well, I mean, usually they would be in Polyana, but sometimes it would be empty. Then they would be at the Sila factory, and then somewhere else, Kulna, for example. Yeah. Yeah, gonna get you. It's been hard to catch me because I haven't been streaming properly. So it's not really your fault or problem or anything. It's my problem. So I've been kind of doing just pretty short ones and mostly at odd times. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Again, pretty nice to be able to play DZ, especially to play DZ again, especially on Saturday. I do not really get to play a lot usually on Saturdays, but today, yeah, it was a little bit special. So thank you for watching, everybody. Don't leave the chat yet. I gotta say our thank yous and gotta find somebody to rate. So YouTube people, thank you for watching on YouTube. If you like the stream, please leave a like, that really helps. Subscribe for more on YouTube, or maybe go to Twitch. Sorry, hiccups. Every time I start wrapping things up, these hiccups come. Maybe because I just talk too much and swallow too much air, I don't know. So Twitch people, thank you for watching on Twitch. Quite some of you tonight, quite some lurkers. And people in the chat, gonna get you. Cuckoo, was nice to see Cuckoo, Wop, and somebody, Natsuman in the beginning. Thank you people for jumping in, and lurkers, thank you for lurking. So give me a second. Let's go and find somebody to let's go and find somebody to raid. Just a sec. Just a sec. I'm not feeling like going too deep in the section of DZ to find somebody who we haven't raided before, so maybe let's raid somebody who we kind of raided already recently. I don't know. Just give me a second. This person on my following page, we haven't raided in a while. I haven't seen them around, to be honest. But again, you cannot see people if you don't do anything yourself. So let's go and say hi to... I think we should be able to raid them. Rena Jones. The link goes in the Twitch chat. So they enjoying Deer Isle tonight. I should actually get back to Deer Isle one day. Haven't played it like in 5 years. I don't know. Feels like an eternity. Let's go and say hi to Rina. I will see you all tomorrow. Though tomorrow is gonna be a long day for me, so yeah, probably another Just Joe Guesser. But anyway, see you tomorrow. You have a good one. Goodbye and good night.